Hi guys, on Facebook too, as we discuss trending topics that affect the churches, the narrative, and what urban culture make us a conversation. Hi guys, on Facebook too, as we discuss trending topics that affect the churches, the narrative, and what urban culture make us a conversation.
Good evening. Good evening. Tonight, trending topics, a lot of stuff going on. It's actually some stuff that we're not going to talk about because, in trending topics, one thing about stuff that's trending in the urban community is always some stuff going on that we
Always,
could talk
always.
about. But I'm going to get right to it. Fashion Week over in France, I believe. Kanye West, as usual, Kanye West has triggered a lot of people. For some reason, he's very polarizing. So Kanye had a shirt on, him and Candace Owens, and it says "White Lives Matter." And then after he did some after the response and everybody seen it, and a bunch of people were outraged. Um, Kanye decided to talk about the Black Lives Matter organization and so forth and so on, and people didn't want to hear it. They feel like Kanye is running around here cooning. Kanye running around here looking for white people's approval on his blackness. Some people feel like Kanye is continue to be what they consider him being an ass. Definitely aligning himself with Candace Owens, who is another polarizing personality that comes from a different, or most people would say, a black conservative perspective. So, uh, me and Tanya are going to discuss that as well as this divorce that's running rampant. Me and Tanya both of I will say we're both of aged people, and
Very much so.
when you start to see your own mortality getting closer and closer, you want peace of mind. Whether it's by yourself, no kids, no mate,
Yeah,
no nothing.
that's right.
like just leave me alone, give me my space. So, Tanya, what's going on?
I don't know. The weather, divorce, Kanye, everything going on.
I know when I first sent you the thing, you was like Kanye pissed you off as usual because, even though I never asked you how you felt about the organization, but the phrase alone, you are a mother who would Black Lives Matter and people that rallied around this call,
Yes,
you were affected by a crime by police.
yes.
So he might have ruffled your feathers on a personal note.
I'd say I think so, just a little bit. Um, how dare you? How dare you say? Basically, what he's saying is the hell with Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter.
Mm.
Um, it's a smack in the face. Like they said, you supported the young lady whose son got murdered, and turn around and say white lives matter. Yes, white lives do matter. We all know all lives matter, but they don't matter unless black lives matter too. That's what goes there. That's TOO. So two. Black lives matter, white lives matter, but white lives. The bottom line is, but until all lives matter, we don't have time for that. You gonna be on one side or the other, hot or cold. Make up your mind.
Mm.
What you gonna do?
I'm gonna ask you, and the reason why I titled it as "Art Went Too Far" is because, and I'm not going to compare the two. I'm gonna stick to Kanye before I make the point of why I titled it as "Art Went Too Far." Do you think Kanye is doing things to trigger people, or because he seems to always know how to galvanize emotion
Yeah,
With his Gemini spirit?
and you know what he does, but. If anybody and everybody knows he's a very shrewd businessman, and he is doing this just to, far as I'm concerned, okay, we could say he unhinged, we could say he mental, because it's all true, but he's super smart. And the bottom line is, as long as he stay in the eye of the public, don't matter which way he coming, it helps him. It benefits his business. I mean, let's look at the square box coats and jackets and spacesuits he walking down the aisle and, supermodeling, looking a hot mess to me. But he does these things for the public eye, for the attention. It keeps his name out there, and that's what he wants. He want to fly high as long as he can. I don't think he says things to pluck people's nerves, but he do it because now everybody, all eyes on me, as Tupac would say. That's what he doing it for. I don't care what nobody say. Pay attention to my label. Pay attention to my brand. Pay attention to me. Because 5 minutes.
One of the things I think he does is he uses race to galvanize us he thinks he uses us against his personal fights with these mega companies. When he's going through his beefs with the fashion industry, he tries to make it a racial thing and plays on the black consciousness like, oh, they doing us dirty. And then, at the end of the day, he's a capitalist. He's doing this to make money. Yeah, he's doing this to make money. At the end of the day,
that's what I just said. That's why he's doing
it. Make money. And for some reason, people are always, he's a very polarizing individual. And people, I was surprised at the response he got from this White Lives Matter shirt.
I was too. I mean, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for the interest of what we doing now, there's no way I would pay him much attention, because he is an attention seeker. And at any cost, he'll sacrifice someone's mental, someone's culture, someone's anything for his pocket. He's just, he going hard. He coming for you, and you better be prepared. And it took me back to him and Gap, because I believe the Gap and him separated, the clothing line store or whatever. And so for us, we see one issue, but it's probably a ton of things. Okay, I just fell with them. Let me build up over here. And then of all places, you over there in Paris, looking up at the people and they saying, yes, yes, just agreeing with them like it's really okay. You're the only black man standing in the middle.
Yeah, a lot of people say that he's one of them type of individuals that seeks white approval by everything he's doing instead of just doing him and being what he's about.
Yeah.
So do you think, I'm going to ask you, do you think I had showed you the picture of Nas, when Nas was married to Khalees? Nas had wore a shirt and Khalees had wore a shirt that said nigger in 2008 to the Emmys. So do you think that this is both art? Because I consider it art gone wild, as people that I'm around a lot of artists and poets, and you want to give people the right to express themselves and their views. But sometimes, as black people in this country, we know that sometimes you can cross the line with your artistic expression.
Well, that's a given with freedom of speech and everything else, most definitely. So when you see a person coming out wearing a shirt that says nigga, you can take this several ways, but you can best believe the offense is going to outweigh the good. The defense it's going to outweigh, because no matter how you slice it, that is an offensive term, whether we use it together on each other or someone use it on us. It's still, no matter how you slice it, it's an offensive term that is used. Now, when we just busting it up on the corner, visiting our homies, shaking hands, that's basically the only time it's not offensive. But when it comes to us having all eyes on us, then we do have to watch what we say, because it's already, it goes without saying. You can say this, but you can't say that. So if that's the case, what are we representing then? Are we make up your mind? Is it okay to say this? Is it okay to do that and be wishy-washy? Because to me, that's what he is anyway.
Yeah,
But
and we know that when Nas and Khalees did it, it was 2008, so it wasn't no internet, it wasn't no big social media, it wasn't the way it was internet, it wasn't social media, it wasn't the way it was.
yeah,
Everything is
wow,
in your face right now,
yeah, yeah,
in reaction. So I thought it was
wow.
interesting when I seen the shirt. Just the first thing I thought of, I said, "Oh, I remember when Nas had the nigga sweatshirt or the t-shirt." People were like, "Huh?" And it's so subjective nowadays. Sometimes you can't even get people to be objective with their opinion about a particular thing because it's always about, oh well, I like Nas. Nas could do that. He's just expressing himself. Oh, I don't like Kanye because he pisses me off. Definitely with some of the statements he has made about slavery was a choice, so forth and so on.
And
So
that's great.
he don't want too far. They say somebody. I seen somebody on IG was like, every time we let Kanye come back to the cookout, he always do something bad.
And that's the truth. Every time you gotta stop letting don't invite him no more. Like really, because you gotta understand. I even understand. Maybe perhaps this is part of the reason him and Kim ain't together now, Miss Kardashian, because as time went on, ever since he lost his mom, he just he been floating out there on cloud nine, and the mental health is there for him, but at the same time, he lets it be known. I can't take my medicine. I need to be creative and things of that nature. And I can't say I understand because I don't need medicine to stay mentally stable and focused. But if that's what you need to keep from saying things like you just said, I don't even want to go back to the Trump issue. To keep from saying the things that you just said, then I'm gonna need you to take several pills. Pop them, please.
Well, you got some of us that definitely when we talk about the nigga word, some people feel like black people could say it, other races can't say it. Oh well, this person get a pass to saying it. This person don't get a pass to saying it.
That's true.
Some of our elders be like, no, at a certain age we shouldn't be using the word.
That's true too.
Yeah, it's like we've turned a word that was offensive into something endearing. Like,
And
go ahead.
and that's the truth. That's part of the problem. But we have many cultures and diversities in the US, in our country. And to be honest with you, to take something so horrific and catastrophic, to turn this one word into a term of endearment, that's a powerful thing. But at the same time, it's a powerful thing that you get to flip that script anytime you want at the drop of a dime. And that's where the problem come in for me.
Exactly, because 1 minute it's a term of endearment, and we use it. I know a lot of women will be like, "Oh, that's my nigga right there," or guys be like, "Oh, that's my nigga right there," and then just like that, we're offended
Just
if
like
somebody
that.
else says it, or even if a white person is singing a rap song that got the word, they can't say that word; they got to skip all over it.
But see, now let's go back. Well, to some degree, you got to understand why. At the same time, but yet we're telling them don't say it, and it's like do as I say, not as I do. At the same time, frankly, the word just needs to be omitted from. I can't even say the dictionary. I guess because nigger is a different word than nigga. So when you think of it that way, actually we say it a whole different word according to the
Yeah,
spelling.
and on Nas and Khalees's shirts, they had the ER.
Oh,
They had ER. They had yeah.
no,
See what I'm
that's
saying?
enough.
And
That's a no.
and when you sit back and think about it, like
That's
I
enough.
said, Kanye in his explanation, he said, we know about the Black Lives Matter organization and what they did and so forth and so on. But the slogan is ours. Like as a black person in America, we understand like, yo, our lives matter too. Like you explained in the beginning, like that too has to be told. Like, yo, we here and we are have a right to be treated with freedom, justice, and equality, just like the
That's
next
right.
person.
That's
So
right.
it's like, you saying white lives matter, Kanye, is a black man, and Candace is like a slap in the face to who
He's
y'all
not gonna
really
come
are.
say that in the middle of Brooklyn. He's not gonna go say that in the middle in the middle of Philadelphia and Chicago, is he? No.
Well, as the great Paul Mooney said, one day they're gonna have that nigga wake up call.
Okay.
I mean, really, that's what Paul Mooney said. You got to, everybody's gonna have that wake up call one day.
Yeah.
So look, we ain't gonna have this great long show tonight. We just talking about a couple things. Any more you want to talk
Oh,
about with Kanye?
one thing he did say, you
Oh,
can't manage me.
yeah,
His
and see
situation,
that's another thing. You don't know, like when you step into Kanye's web, because it's a web. When you step into his web, right? You don't know if you in the middle of a beef with the Kardashians. You
right,
don't know if you're in the middle of a beef with these fashion houses that he got
right.
going on. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if it's as he said in a minute. You don't know if he had having a mental breakdown. Like it may even come to the point like they tried to do it. They shut his Twitter down. They shut his IG down at one time. Like if you're into this stuff, like you just gotta just ignore him for your own stuff because he always got a whole bunch of stuff
That's
going
what I
on.
just said. If it wasn't for the fact that these trending topics are what we want to talk about, I promise you, I would have just skipped over him and turned to Sesame Street or something. Like you, it's you. No energy should be wasted on conversations like that. When he and at one point he was, oh, I loved his music in the beginning, but I mean, when you start talking after you finish rapping and it's a whole nother conversation. No, somebody flew the cuckoo's nest over there. So
I mean,
no,
it's to the point that with all this mental health awareness that's going on, and then we see sometimes we see breakdowns right in front of us. You can't even say he's breaking down because Kanye, like you said, ever since his mother passed, we've seen his behavior
yeah, yeah,
but see, this is who he is. It has made a brand. This is it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy in a sense because you
I
could
wonder.
say
Mm,
he needs an assessment done and he needs
yeah,
to, but then on the other hand, you could look at him and be like, this is what has made Kanye who he is.
yes, and that's my whole point. That's why all of this is happening. That's why he's saying these things because this is what makes him a billionaire, a millionaire, whatever he is. This is what makes him who he is. And it's even like his ex-sister Chloe said, you deflecting, you putting this on this and you doing and it's what you all but said earlier, like he takes it from, yeah, now they talking about us to no, he does that just to get.
He is the young man that said George Bush don't like black people. We fell for it.
And I guess Trump does.
We
Okay.
fell for it back then. Like we thought
Yeah,
Kanye
yeah,
was one of
yeah,
us. He was down with the
I did.
cause. Yeah, he was part of the culture. But it's amazing how in using his example, we gotta stop letting people play on us as race because he is showing us because he gets in people emotionally charged with this race issue.
He do, and he knows he's doing that. And we see him. We gotta stop it, but we do. We gotta stop supporting the nonsense. You can't say, "Oh, it's okay."
That's Kanye being Kanye.
You can. So you just gonna let him rock with it? It's okay to just you just No, no.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
he can't keep getting away with it. He can't. He has to be held accountable for the statements he make. And we can't always debate his intellect. It can't be debated because of his mental challenges. And let me tell you something. I've dealt with mentally challenged, and just because they still, a lot of them know what they're doing. They know right from wrong. They know black from white. They know yes from no, right from left. So that's to me an excuse that we keep insisting on giving him, that he knows we're going to keep giving him. So he said, I'm going to ride this until the horse
I
drop.
mean, Kanye may be like, I know.
Uh-oh. Am I frozen or you frozen? This ain't good. Am I frozen or you? Okay, so anyway, I don't know what we're going to do with Kanye. I have no idea. I just know we can't let him get away with this forever. We can't. Something, somebody, anybody. I mean, when are we going to say, no, that's not okay? When are we going to say that? No, that's not okay. Your mental, your verbal abuse, your, you don't even have, I can't even say it. I mean, it's like, I don't even know what we're working with here. I don't have a clue. Not when it comes to Kanye, anyway. He said this is a God thing. A God thing. Uh, Anything I've learned about God has never been a word he said malicious to hurt other people, offend other people. Never. So I mean, I just don't. I can't get down with him. I'm sorry. I can't get down with him. Kanye's a mess, and we allow him to be. We allow him to be. So what we gonna do, y'all? What we gonna do? So I'm thinking next. Let's not talk about Kanye. Let's change the subject for a minute, unless, of course, you guys want to make a comment and we respond to that. As soon as we see it about Kanye. Because in all honesty, I would like to know what the average Black, brown person honestly thinks, like a young adult, an older adult. What do you think of what he just said? I mean, even if you're not aware, which I find highly unlikely, everybody is aware of Black Lives Matter. There's not a soul on earth that's not aware of that. So, I mean, what can we do to fix it? We can't. We just can't let them do this no more.
I appreciate that. You held it down. Well, we got a couple people. No, that was Faith. Faith ain't here. Nicole, this Tanya. Faith ain't joining us today.
Yes.
Nicole said most white people wouldn't even wear that shirt. You're right, but it is some. I live in the areas that it is some people that will wear that shirt. Yeah, Nicole, you're right. It is a do you cry or do you laugh situation at Kanye, because it's like, yo, what are we supposed to do?
Yes.
Like where we going with this?
Yeah. I
So
mean, I want to cry sometime and I want to laugh like this. This is a joke. This is not for real. I don't know.
So we're gonna segue into our next topic. Is divorce in the air?
It's cold.
I'm serious. I mean, and I know that it was a lot of statistics that came out in reference to divorce with COVID, and they were saying how with COVID it was a lot of people getting divorced. I guess sitting in the house up under each other all day or
Daggone it.
whatever,
Yes.
or whatever. So this week has been like a whole bunch of celebrities have filed for divorce. You got Miguel, the singer, and his wife. You got Tom Brady and Giselle Bundchen. Now I'm gonna say something about them two that's different than the other three. You got Tia and Corey, and then
Mm-hmm.
you got who's the other person you said?
Ayana Neely and Jared Jones.
Yeah. The difference in that is Giselle and Tom, which is interesting because Giselle has more money than Tom.
For sure.
It's reported that they're seeking divorce lawyers. The other ones are the women have filed for divorce from the men, and all the other three. So I thought it was interesting because usually when and nobody wants to assume or proceed, but it's always when you hear the woman filed for divorce, unreconcilable difference.
Irreconcilable. Well, now see, for me, outside of like they said earlier, no, everybody's walking away peacefully. If it's so peaceful, why are we coming to this point? Everybody we're going to coexist, co-parent, and we still love each other. And I'm saying, well, geez, if it's this lovely divorcing somebody, we all should just do that and start over anytime we feel like it. But for me, Tia and her husband, I'm not getting any sense of any clue of why, except for he did make a statement to the point of saying that somebody kind of lacked off with, and they shouldn't have.
Yeah,
So
but see, and the funniest thing is that I saw that about never act off emotion, and
mhm,
it's funny
mhm.
how a person can perceive it as him talking about her filing divorce, or it could be him just being accountable. He could have done something, and he know, as we would say, he fucked up, and he like, damn, I fucked up. Now she want to leave. Like it's funny how, like I always say, when we dealing with that celebrity and perception is, we always choose a side.
But you just chose sides. We're all under the assumption, like they said on TV, that the man hurt the woman, so now it's over. Maybe the woman did it. Maybe Giselle said or did something. Maybe Tia. Maybe he talking about Tia. As far as slacking
Yeah,
off. Yeah, and I guess even what they got to understand is, I know they all deserve their right to privacy, but the bottom line is, when you want to get paid off the attention of the public, you are no longer private. You belong to all of us, and we want to know.
yeah.
Period. What
And,
happened?
and and that's the thing is that you're in the public eye. You're considered a celebrity, and then when you go through stuff like this, and I believe it is a thin line. I believe that when it comes to your children, I believe people should give you your space. But when it comes to like marriages and spouses, like we adults here, like
Yeah,
if you're in some of these celebrities, some people they don't talk about their marriage life or their personal life. But when you open it up for public consumption, now when things go opposite of what you wanted to go,
yeah,
now people are going to talk about it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I know
when
this. I know they're saying that. You know what they say. Cuffing season is about to begin, and these people.
yeah, they already got new partners for that, evidently. Well, Giselle do. So, I mean. Yeah, comfort season. This is it. It's getting cold. Move over, mama. Yep. It's about to
They,
go
they
down.
need something. They need to get up on something warm.
Yep.
A
Something
teddy,
warm.
a teddy bear, something.
Because it's been cold in their house a little too long, evidently, and we didn't know that.
So I'm
We
at, one thing I did. And it's all fun and games, and we laugh at it, because it is a form of entertainment. But at the end of the day, like what I said to you prior to us coming on the show is that me and you are both older, and
Yep.
when you start seeing your own mortality down the line, not
Yeah.
that anybody ever envisioned themselves dying, but you realize like, yo, I'm getting older, I'm getting too old for this, and you got to deal with another human being,
Yes.
and I don't think that comes in the fine print when everybody be, all happy and he make me happy, she make me happy, we all glorious. But at the end of the day, you got this 200 some odd pound man laying next to you, or you got a female laying next to you, and you expect you is going to be able, in lack of better words, be able to hump all day, but that get aggravating, tired, and
Yep.
it's like,
Yep.
just
Yep.
get out my face. I need my
Yep.
own space.
Yep.
So you
And it's
see
like you
that,
said, with COVID, that that they expected a lot of divorce, and a lot of divorce did happen, because the bottom line is, we you need your own personal space, you need your own personal time, you need to be able to do what you do without your other half. And when you stuck like that, or when you're never together, then this is what happens. It's a part of life. I mean, it happens. I mean, I've been divorced before, so I know exactly what it feels like. And I know for myself, even though I was very happy once it was completely over, it was a form of failure. And it was sad the day I got that divorce paper. Now, the day, thank you, Jesus. But
because a lot of us believe in the marriage, 2.5 kids, white picket fence, dog and a
yeah,
cat, the
my cousin
American
did that.
dream,
Yeah.
and you think that you're going to live in this euphoria every day. And this, I always call it, and I've been divorced as well. I always call it two imperfect people trying to
Hmm.
live in a perfect world together, which is,
Hmm.
it's never going to work. And not that people can't be married and be successful, but it's never going to work thinking under this myth, under this dream world,
Yeah.
of thinking, everything is going to be chill. Like, you're growing, he's growing, and
And
sometimes that,
sometimes you grow apart. You
yeah,
grow.
because
You just.
and sometimes the better part of him or the better part of her need to
Hmm.
need to grow without,
Yeah.
not together.
Yeah. You need that space. My cousin said, when I get married, I'm not gonna go through the mess you go through. I'm not doing this. I'm not. I wish I would put up with this, and that. And I said, oh, so you think it is what you see on Leave It to Beaver? You think it is the white picket fence? You think there will be no? You just gonna cook dinner and heat it up again when he come in from work, because it wasn't a microwave. But you think it's sweet like that? It is not. And now she's trying to her hardest to come out of her marriage, because it has been pure hell. She's had happy times, but the hell has been more than the happy. And the bottom line is, when people, well, nowadays people don't even care to make the commitment. Heck, now it's three or four of them in a marriage nowadays. So,
Mm.
I mean, if it works for you, so be it. But the bottom line is, no, it's not peaches and cream. And you should be able to come out of that without feeling like you dishonored, or whatever the case may be. Feeling like, I don't know, like I said, I felt like I failed. It was a brief thing. It was only a good 24 hours or whatever the case may be, but I did. I felt like a
But
failure
but the
behind
but
it.
the crazy thing, Tanya, is like, you failed according to whose standard? Because it wasn't your standard, it was a standard that you took from somebody else, and you
Hmm.
placed it on yourself, because at the end of the day, you did what you felt you had to do, right,
Yeah.
wrong, and indifferent. your happiness
Yeah.
wasn't what your overall happiness wasn't staying in that situation. So you felt as though, okay, I need to make another decision
Yeah.
to be
And
happy.
and for me, back then, all I think about was my kids. I got to do this for our children. Like, they deserve to have a mother and a father, in the house together with them. And I'm like, just do this for the kids. Do this for the kids. And it was the most. I can't even tell you that. I'm not going to say I wouldn't recommend it, because I still feel like it's not about you. Once you have children, it's not about you no more. It's about them. But what I did learn is, if I'm not happy, how happy are my children? Because what I'm feeling, I know in some way, form, or fashion, I'm going to reflect on them. I'm going to push it on them. I'm going to snap on them. So I did it for the kids, and I'm glad our family broke that and walked away from that.
Yeah.
Don't do it for the kids, y'all.
So I thought it was interesting. I mean, you got 4 celebrities, couples that's getting divorced, and it's different ages. So the ages is interesting. So whatever happens with those 10 people, may they all be happy and be happy after there is. But
hopefully you just ought to be. And then I hear Tia and them had a prenup. Did Giselle and Tom Brady have one?
I hope so, because she's filthy. She's filthy rich.
I mean,
he just signed a big. He signed
coins now.
He signed a contract recently, $400-something million. So
I'm just tired of them. He's the most retiring football player I've ever seen in my life.
That was the thing. They're seeking divorce attorneys. Everybody else
need it for all that money.
See, and that we'll discuss that another time. That and I know, and being in a situation, we need to understand that when you get married to somebody in this country, it's a business transaction.
Yes, it is. And they gotta handle it as such.
Just get out that fantasy. Just get out that fantasy. All that stuff. Know that that certificate is just like the marriage license, divorce decree. It's just like your driver's license, your birth certificate, and all that. It's all business. It's all.
This ain't personal.
Yeah, this ain't personal. It's business, man. But listen, thank you guys for joining us tonight. I'm gonna let Tanya go because I'm kind of tired. But me and Tanya gonna kick it. We're gonna be back next week. More trending topics. Thanks for joining us. And remember, it's always something going on.
Always.
We'll be looking forward to seeing you guys again next week. Until then, stay safe and don't get yourself to be on our trending topic show.
Yes, because we're going to get you. We're going to talk about you.
With that, stay safe.
Hi, guys.